Hey Bethany, sorry, the preview had the angle completely different and now it's screwing me up. Gosh dang it. What is happening? Hang on, I'm fixing it. How's it going? Did you order those oils? Oh, that light is bright. Here. I spelled here wrong. I'm moderating myself today. I don't think it's working. Stop it. Oh my word, I did it again. What is wrong with me? Okay. I have to have it back far enough, which means I can't see comments as they're coming in. So I'm not sure. We'll see if this works. I'm not sure if it'll work or not. There's a huge lag on the device I have over here. So we'll just see how it goes. I'm just gonna start and then I'll periodically glance over here and see if there are any comments, but I'm gonna go ahead and get started. I know I haven't been live in a long time. I did my first one, and okay, hey Flo, okay, that comment worked. Can you hear me okay? Am I loud enough? Because I don't have a mic on, and my phone is way over there. We're winging it today. I'm by myself right now, so we'll see how this goes. I might just talk louder. Okay, so I haven't been live in a long time. I know we had talked about doing lives every week or so. Thanks, Bethany. But life happened from the very beginning, right after that live. I got a record amount of orders and sales, and then with that came the most amount of consultations that I've had at one time, which is great. It was awesome. It was fantastic. It was exactly the flow that I wanted my business to have, and so thank you all for that. But in the middle of all of that, my MacBook bit the dust, and it was not on account of the MacBook. It was user error, and I'm not gonna name names on who that was, and I'm not gonna say what happened because it's really quite not that great. But long story short, I had to replace our MacBook, which was extremely expensive, but I refuse. Okay, hey, yeah, hey, good to see you. But I refuse to switch to Windows. I know that some people are diehard Mac haters, and that's fine. I need the simplicity. So we replaced the MacBook, and then on all of that, then I got norovirus, and I quarantined from Jacob and Ben for a while, and that was all a mess. Anyway, it's been a long month, but we're back, and I'm ready. I've got lots of cool things in the works, so I'm super excited. I've got several announcements today that I wanted to do a live on because I felt like it would be difficult to say all that I needed to say in a post, because it would be multiple posts. So I'm doing this live. We'll see how it goes. But I'm gonna make it kind of a little bit quick tonight, I think, just for the sake of everyone's time. But of course, like last time, if you stay till the end, you get a little special thank you for being here and listening to me ramble. So, I don't see any other comments, so I'm just gonna keep going. First update, I'm super excited about. With the influx of orders that I got, and with all of y'all's referrals, with everyone just being the best people on the planet and being super supportive, I was able to make a big change in my business that I've wanted to do since the beginning, but it wasn't feasible yet in terms of investment and in terms of just being financially able to do it without changing the price of my items. And now I can justify the cost, and now I can do it. So I'm super excited to be making this change. And it might seem super simple, but I'm super excited about it. So I am switching from clear glass packaging to amber glass. So if you don't know like what that looks like, it's just this amber colored glass. So like you'll see like a lot of medications in like orange or amber, a lot of like tinctures, natural remedies, like stuff like that will be in the amber glass. And I'm not gonna go super in depth as to why. I do have a blog post on it that I just posted a couple hours ago before I started this live. So if you wanted to go read more about it, it is on my website. But amber glass is just better for refracting light rays. So you're getting extra UV protection, which makes the essential oils work. Hi Holly, how are you? Hi Kim. Which makes the essential oils slow the oxidation process, which in layman's terms, essential oils, especially like citrus oils, tend to oxidize quickly after you open them for the first time. So that means that it gets exposed to the sunlight and oxygen. It tends to make the essential oils go rancid quicker, and in case you didn't know, essential oils have expiration dates. They do expire, which when they oxidize, when they get oxygenated, after a period of time, they can become sensitive. They make your skin sensitive. They can cause a little bit more damage than that, but really the biggest risk is skin sensitization. So I talked briefly last live about how if you're using essential oils without a carrier, like you're just applying them to your skin, neat is what it's called, you're running the risk of developing an allergy to that essential oil. So like if you're just constantly putting on like peppermint or lavender without using a carrier oil, like you're telling your body, hey, this is poison, essentially. So over time you can develop adverse reactions to it. So when essential oils oxidize, that speeds up that process, and it also causes that kind of response if it's been long enough, if they've been oxidized too much. So the amber glass is just a lot of help for that. Now with the amber glass, I'm super excited because my supplier made it affordable for me to be able to make the switch. That's been a goal since I started out. The only reason I started out with the clear glass was because I could not pay the little bit of bump in order to get the amber. I can now. However, there is one product of mine that will remain in the clear glass, but I don't think it's a big deal. It's my roller bottles. So like these will stay in clear glass, but it's not a big deal. If I were to switch to amber glass with the suppliers that I have, I would have to buy like 1,000 of them, or like 100 times more than what I'm able to buy at one time, and I cannot justify that cost right now to do that. And plus, clear glass is totally fine for roller bottles because I have opaque labels that go all the way around and leave that little narrow window there. So they're already pretty protected. And then the other thing is that I'm partial to clear glass for roller bottles because amber glass with the label covering up, there's not much light getting through at all. So you cannot see where their level of oil is. So especially if you have like kiddos that are teething and you're using the teething relief roll on, the worst thing ever is when you need it and you're out and you didn't know you were almost out because you couldn't see it. So I like sticking with the clear glass, and we're gonna stick with the clear glass for the roller bottles. So that's the first update. The second update is something that has also been kind of in the back of my mind as need to do, just in general. With all of the custom products that I do, with the constant like switching up, with the more that I'm bringing on board into what I have available for everyone, labels started quickly becoming a little bit difficult to manage and be in compliance with the FDA and be creative enough. And there was this constant clash of like, how do I label this to be in compliance while being creative, while keeping the aesthetic of my brand similar? So it just became really difficult. So I sat down while I was sick and I was like, okay, how can I fix this? And in my head, I'm like, okay, there are some things that I need to do on my website. And this is kind of like spaghetti in my mind. Okay, my mind is constantly in a state of spaghetti. But in my mind, I'm like, okay, my website, I need to fix some accessibility issues on my website. That is something that's important to me. You know, I have disabled people in my family, and you know, people with disabilities deserve to be able to exist as easily as possible. So forgive me if that's not the right wording for that, but accessibility is important to me. So I saw my labels. I took a really good, long, hard look at my labels, and I'm like, listen, this cursive, I think it's pretty. Other people don't think it's pretty. I think it's pretty, but it can be a little bit difficult to read, especially if it's on a small little lotion jar. So what can I do to fix this? So I took a real hard look. I looked at a lot of like different label inspirations, and I just played around on my software, and I created a complete overhaul. I'm doing a complete overhaul of not just my jars and my packaging, but of my label branding as well, because I wanted to make it easy to read. I wanted to make it obvious, and I didn't want to have to struggle so much with the creativity from the FDA, like being in compliance. So without further ado, this is why I'm so far away, because I wanted to show it all to you at once. So we are switching to not cursive, I guess is the best way to put it. Everything is neutral. Everything is in clear, easy to read fonts. I still feel like it has brand identity. I changed the sizing of my labels so that it wraps around so that the font can be bigger. And I'll bring this up a little bit closer, but you can see it on my website. Most of the pictures are updated. But my logo is there, so my branding is a little bit more clear. It's easier to read. And everything is slightly colored now. So different color palette than what has been previously in my brand. I still wanted to keep neutrality very forefront because I'm a neutral person. I'm a very minimal person. So I wanted to keep that aesthetic. So it would fit in anyone's home, in anyone's space, and it wouldn't like be just, it would be like what I like. So, so you're gonna see that all of it is similar. So there's no more font differences between product. And everything is color coded, just a little bit. It's very light, but it's enough to be like, oh, I can see what color that is if I'm going into a shop. On camera, it might not translate as well because my lighting is not that great right now. But the sleep lotions are like slightly purple. And then you get down to like the sprays. Maybe I don't have it, yeah, it's slightly purple. Everything is the same font-wise. Everything is the same color-wise. Everything is easy to read, easy to understand, and I'm not having to come up with creative names like Sleep Tight. That's the other thing. I was tired of doing that. So now it's just called Sleep. Sleep. Immune Boost is now just Immune. I've added a couple of other products, miscellaneous, here and there into my line. So like, I already have an energy inhaler, but I got a request to do a roller as well. So now I have an energy roller available, and it is in the same font and color as, let me grab it, it's over here, as the inhaler. So everything is just easy. Nope, that's the wrong one. Everything is just easy to spot, easy to read, easy to, yeah. So that's the second update. So when you go into the apothecary, especially if you shop locally there, everything that I had in back stock is there. So you're gonna slowly start to see things transition. I just took some sleep sprays the apothecary there with the new packaging, and I sell out of the older stuff, it'll slowly get replaced. But with that, again, I wanted to reiterate that I want to be very clear and obvious and intentional about it. So on my website, the products that are updated with the updated labels have the correct pictures with them. If you are buying something like a lip balm where the old picture is still on the website, you will get the lip balm with that label. You're not going to get an updated label. So I want you to know that you're buying what you're going to get. So most of these are completely updated. So like the sleep sprays, the sleep lotions, the sleep roll-ons, those are all updated from now on out, from here on out. Unless you like message me and request it, you're gonna get the new packaging. Off the top of my head, I don't have body oils at all on my website, which I found out today. I didn't realize that I didn't have them up there. I didn't have time to add them to my website, but they're missing. And then the lip balms, I have not updated those yet. I believe those are the only two things left on the top of my head. I'll probably change like the bath bomb packaging. I haven't gotten around to that yet either. But most things are updated. And slight side note, but also really exciting for me, is because I was able to swap out my packaging and start buying a little bit more in with a bulk mindset. We have 2 ounce lotions, and update, they now come in 4 ounces as well. So like for example, this is my flour. Do I have the flour? I might not. Flour, 2 ounce. You can also get the 4 ounce. So of course you're gonna pay less if you get more. So there's a huge discount actually if you buy the bigger size. And a lot of people prefer to get the 4 ounce instead of the 2 ounce just because there's a huge difference and it's more affordable. I've just been kind of doing those by request only, but now it's official. You can get the 4 ounce without having to message me and ask. Sugar scrubs are updated. They're finally on the website. I've got a couple of new ones. Sleep is going to be one of them, and then stress is the other one. So stress relief is now going to be in the scrub, and then the 2 sizes of body lotions plus the oil when I get them on the site, which means bundles are coming soon. Bundles are coming soon on the website. Not there yet, but we're getting close. So I think that's it for that update. I'm just gonna keep on moving. I don't see any other comments on this side. If like there are some on the screen that I can't see, I'm so sorry, but that's just, I'm working on my own today and you're far away so I can't see the screen. Okay, I'll check at the end. So next, sets, missing off the website, got that. Okay, we're making great time. I have a super exciting announcement. This is the most exciting announcement. So this is what I really wanted to do the live for. I'm saving it till the end because, you know, as you save the best for last. And like I said, you're gonna get a little something for staying till the end. But this next announcement is kind of one that I'm a little bit nervous to make and also really excited to make. And it's kind of a 2-for-1 announcement. Okay, so with that preface, I'm gonna try and move these out of the way without knocking everything onto the floor. So hang on just one moment. Okay, so 2-for-1 update. I got a really cool opportunity, and I take a sip of my water. I don't know where the lid is. Not that it matters. I put a little lime in my water, or lemon, but I have lime on hand right now because we just had tacos. Again, not that anyone cares, but okay. So I have a really unique opportunity. At my last event at the apothecary, I was bouncing ideas off of the person in charge of consignments there, because of course I'm a vendor there. And we came up with this really cool idea because I had a lot of stuff in the works for months. I've been working on this huge thing for months, and people were talking about it in the live last month, and I was like, maybe not, I'll think about it, I'll try and work it out, and in the back of my mind knowing I already had most of it figured out, I just needed it to be the right time, and it's March, so it is the right time. Next week at the Salem Apothecary, March 12th, next Thursday, from 5 to 7 p.m., I am teaching my first class. I'm phrasing it as kind of like a workshop, but it is a class, and it's going to be all about spring cleaning with natural products. I have been using essential oils for cleaning for a long time, for years and years and years. And very early on, I realized that a lot of the recipes that are available online are either not effective or they're not safe. Primarily in cases of like, here's an all-purpose cleaner, but really it's throwing essential oils in with water and calling it a cleaner that you can use for weeks on end, and that's just not the case. Because unfortunately, anything with water in it needs a preservative if you're going to use it longer than a week or two. And fun fact, witch hazel is not enough of a preservative. So most of the recipes like I would see online, I would see all of these like not effective, not safe recipes. Not only that, but using essential oils that should not be in recipes used around cats, around dogs, around children, around people who have blood thinning issues, all of these contraindications that we're just throwing around willy-nilly, throwing recipes together and putting them on Pinterest and calling it a day. So for years I've been aware of this, and for years I have wanted to do this anyways, but it finally came to fruition, and I'm teaching a class. Now, pre-registration is required. Payment up front is not required. But you just call the apothecary and you reserve your spot. I just need to know, number one, if enough people are going to sign up and how to prepare. And then, well, if enough people are going to sign up for me to be able to come and have the class. And then number two, to make sure I have enough supplies for everybody. Here's what's included, and then I'm going to get to the good stuff. Okay, so what's included in the event is we're going to all do a DIY together. So I'm going to have my own supplies there with my own oils. I'm gonna have everything you need to make a DIY with me that you can take home, and this DIY will be good for months. You will be able to take it home and use it for months. We will be doing the DIY. You're gonna get a cheat sheet from me. Right now I think it's like 3 pages long. I'm not done with it. It's gonna be a guide for the best oils to use. It's gonna have a dilution guide, and it's gonna have like everything you need to know, including safety data for each oil. So for example, if I'm choosing peppermint, I'll include like what ages it's safe for, what percentage you can dilute with it, what you can use it for, what it's best for, what it's not so great for, etc. You're also going to get 20 plus, I think my list is at 27 right now. Yeah, I'm at 27 different DIY recipes in a little booklet. I've got them all designed. I'm gonna have them all printed tomorrow and then taken, and then they're gonna be laminated. So you're gonna get like a super nice booklet of all kinds of DIY cleaning recipes, from toilet cleaners, glass cleaners, dryer sheets, gel air fresheners are gonna be on there, Goo Gone, mattress refreshers, sanitizers, all of these things. Like I've got 27 plus recipes that I've got ready to go, ready to be used. They're going to be safe for everyone, so you're not going to get anything that's like going to kill you if you have thin blood. If you're taking blood thinners, for example, these oils are going to be safe. They're kid safe, they're pet safe, and they're shelf stable, and they're effective. I've been using these recipes myself for years and can personally attest to all of those claims that I'm making right now. These are good cleaners, and I can say that 100% confidence and guarantee that you will walk away with easy DIYs that will be good for you to use. So you are going to get your money's worth. You're gonna get a Q&A, so if you have any like particular questions, like specific questions, like for example, the other day someone asked me if they can use grapefruit if they're on antidepressants, and I'm like, okay, here's the data, here's what science says, here's the study that was done that says they're not, here's my professional opinion. I'm gonna be there answering every single question, providing reference to studies, whatever is needed, I'm there. And then we're going to have the option to, someone asked me this earlier today actually, where to buy essential oils. And I said, listen, if you want to buy local, the Apothecary is carrying a brand that I really like. It's called Rocky Mountain Oils. They carry them. They are ordering up because we're going to start doing, like, not a program, but I really like their oils and I'm glad the Apothecary is going to sell them. So they're going to have their oils available for you to purchase. Then, this is really exciting, I am officially releasing some cleaners for myself, for you. I am not going to sell every single DIY recipe that will be in the booklet. I've got a very small niche cleaning lineup that I'm releasing. The reason because the cost of goods for me to sell an all-purpose cleaner are not worth it. I mean, if I could tell you how to make an all-purpose cleaner for $3, why on earth would I try and sell you one for $15? You know? Because here's the thing, like I can buy a glass bottle, a 16-ounce glass bottle. The cost of goods for that is not $1. It's like $3 or $4, no matter which supplier I'm looking at. So like, I'm already dealing with a high cost just for the container. And then all the ingredients inside, plus like the cost of me getting it out to you, it's astronomical. It's not worth it. Meanwhile, you could just go buy 2 16-ounce bottles for $10 on Amazon and then make the recipes that I give you at this event for $2, $3 a bottle and just use that indefinitely for the rest of your lives. So I'm not going to make sprays like all-purpose cleaners. I'm just going to give you the recipes and tell you how to do them and tell you what oils to use and explain all about that. So come to the event if you're interested in natural cleaning. I promise it's going to be worth every penny, every minute. It's going to be so good. I'm so excited. If I don't have enough people signed up, I probably won't be able to do it. I don't know how many are signed up yet. This is the first time I'm really like making a video and explaining what's going to be there. I will probably be sharing more about it later, but it's next Thursday. So call the Apothecary, reserve your spot. You can go to my page and see the event itself and look at all the details like I just went over and see like the price and the breakdown and how to reserve your spot. But yeah, so without further ado, here are the cleaners that I have available for purchase now. Okay, for spring cleaning, woohoo! That's the theme, spring cleaning. Closet sachets. These have already been in the Apothecary. I've already sold out of them a couple of times. They are so nice. I have them in 2 scents right now. I have them available in lavender and orange. They go into your closet, wherever you want to put them, little tiny space. Someone told me the other day they had it in their bathroom. You know, whatever works for you. But you just like stick it in whatever room you want, and it's going to smell for months. These have baking soda, essential oils in them, and then I put some, in the lavender one, I've got lavender buds that I got locally actually, but lavender buds in there. These hold their scent forever, months. I'm at 6 months on the one that I tested to sell, and it's still going in our closet. It's so nice. But lavender and orange, I'll take requests for other scents. They're easy to make, easy to, you know, get put out. I can have it available same day. Request taking. Next, Carpet Refresh powders. They look like this. They have instructions on the back and ingredients and all of that. This is included in my DIY event. So you're gonna learn how to make these if you come to it. Make them cheaper than what I sell them for. And I'm 100% okay telling you that. 100%. I want cleaning to be something that everyone feels like they can make at home without having to buy expensive stuff from other people. Which is why this class that I'm teaching next week is an investment, but I think it's a worthwhile investment. It will be worth every second of your time. Promise. But these are super easy. You just sprinkle them on a carpet or rug, whatever. You leave for a few minutes. I normally do 15 minutes. You can do up to 30 minutes. You can do as long as you want. You can do it overnight for all I care. And then you just vacuum it up. It's super easy. It's It's not just made with baking soda because baking soda is a little bit tricky to get out of carpet sometimes. So I put a couple of other ingredients in there, purely natural, organic, clean, you know, whatever, to just help that clumping action and be able to vacuum up easier. So it's better than a lot of the DIY recipes you'll see out there. And I'll say that about all of my recipes. I have no problem being confident about these cleaners because, like I said, I've been using them for years. I've been testing out recipes for years and years and years and years and years. So these carpet refreshers are available on my website now, and I also have them just in lavender and orange. I wanted to keep it with the safest oils. With these, the only guideline I'll give is if you've got children under the age of 2, maybe don't let them walk all over it until it's vacuumed. And then if you have cats, keep them away while it's on the ground completely. Just because cat systems are a lot more sensitive than ours. So I tend to just avoid exposure altogether to oils for cats, unless you're diffusing, and I've got a whole guide on that. And I touched on that last video too. Just as a general guideline. I will say this, I have a cat, I've had a cat for years, and I've never had an issue with her, ever. And I use essential oils pretty liberally. So it's not something that I'm like, don't ever do, you'll die. That's not what this is. I'm just better safe than sorry. So anyway, these are available in my shop. The next things I've got in my line that I'm gonna start carrying are laundry scent boosters. So someone almost guessed this earlier. It was so close, so close. And then I think someone did guess it after the last guess. Laundry scent boosters also works as a deodorant booster. Wouldn't that be nice? Detergent booster. So made with baking soda, Epsom salts, essential oils, a couple of other ingredients, all natural, works wonders. I will say these, I don't typically advocate a lot for using essential oils in laundry because the scent doesn't tend to hold very well at all. However, these I've had a lot of luck with. So these are also available in lavender and orange. And like I said, with the whole rebranding thing, these are also easy to read. There's a slight color difference, so you'll be able to recognize it before you even read the label. Still neutral though. So lavender and orange, these are just amazing. Use 1 to 2 tablespoons a load. It'll last you a long time. Moving on to the last thing right now. I've got another thing coming out in a day or two. I just couldn't finish it for the live today. So for now, dryer ball drops. These are so fun, okay? I love using these. I've been using wool dryer balls for also years. I stopped using dryer sheets when I got married, actually. That was like one of the first things I ever did, was stop using dryer sheets and started using wool dryer balls instead. Not only is it so much cheaper, more effective, you know, wonderful, but it's just cleaner for your clothes. I had eczema my entire life. I had very severe eczema. I was on weekly shots at one point for my eczema, and it was really, really bad, and all over. So embarrassing too. I mean, I woke up on my wedding day and I had like some on my neck, and I was like, man, this could look inappropriate to some people, but it's just my eczema. I can't control it, you know? It's just awful. So when I got married, I was like, okay, I read this article that said that eczema can sometimes be a result of your environment. So clean up your food, clean up your products you're using. So dryer balls, dryer sheets was the first swap that I made, and it made a huge difference. My skin was so much happier and my clothes were a lot better. I mean, I will never, ever, ever touch a dryer sheet ever again. So using these drops, that was a lot of words to say. Use these drops. Dryer ball spray I've got coming out, and that's the product I'm talking about. But for in the meantime, I've been using these more than I've been reaching for my dryer ball spray. And that's because I think these hold the scent better in the bowls. So you're gonna just take out the dropper, and all you need is like 3 to 5 drops. So that was like 6 drops right there. So this will last months. But I love this. It holds the scent better than the dryer ball spray. So it's really nice. It'll last forever. I have these in lavender and orange as well. Again, like I said at the beginning of releasing these, if there's a scent that you want to see, let me know and I'll make it. I'm not, the goal for launching these was to make something that was safe for all ages and to make something that was just gentle is my goal. Because for cleaners and for your skin and for laundry, my philosophy has always been the simpler the better, the more friendly the better, you know? You don't need harsh oils to get the job done, okay? That's the bottom line. You just don't. Essential oils are wonderful. They're super powerful as is. You don't need the dangerous ones to get the job done. So that's why I prioritized the orange and the lavender. But like I said, I'm open to requests. I think I'm gonna do some kind of like peppermint one, but I haven't quite decided on that or spearmint yet. So if you have a preference on that, let me know. But anyway, so all that being said, to recap, for anybody that's been late, I'm switching to amber glass except for my roller bottles. Those are staying in the clear. I've got cleaning products out. Everything is available on my site now. So if you go to my site, it is there. And then let me check these comments real quick before I wrap up. Kim, that's an awesome question. No. And it's because it, excuse me, it soaks into the dryer ball pretty quick. It's very quick. That was just a repeat sentence. Yeah, no. I haven't heard of anybody else that has. A lot, I did talk to, this is when other businesses can really just collaborate. I actually reached out to a business that has been selling dryer ball drops because they were the first business that I saw that made them to sell. So I reached out to them like 2 to 3 years ago when I was making them for myself. And I was like, hey, I asked them that very same question. And they said no. In all the, I think they said 10 years of operation, they've never had a complaint about that. And then I've been using them for years and I've never had that either happen. So no, I'm not saying it can't happen. I'm just saying that in all of that, the research and the personal experience, I've never seen it happen. Yeah, Jacob, when Jacob had Ben last month, evidently Ben watched the whole thing with him. He's so sweet. He's such a good boy. Yeah, Cindy, that's exciting too. Hi, Gwen. I'm not sure if I'm seeing all the comments. I think I might be, but I don't know. Yeah, I'm excited for my class. Like I said, it's going to be worth it. I promise. So anyway, that being said, thank you for watching. I'm going to go ahead and wrap it up. If there are no other questions, or comments. So like I said, I've got sugar scrubs, rollers, lotions, all with the new packaging. I've got a couple of extra rollers on there that are new. I haven't made an official announcement post for them yet, but I've got one called Adrenals that are great for adrenal glands. I've been using them for hormone support for a long time. They work great, especially for people who have afternoon slumps like I do. I have PCOS, so like 2 p.m. hits, I'm like so tired. But using that roller or my energy inhaler has been super helpful, and I've noticed a huge difference with that roller. So if you wanted to get on there and grab that one, that's available too. I just haven't made a post about it. There's a bunch of brand new stuff on there, including all these cleaners. But yeah, I am excited to see whoever next week at the event. I'll probably have my products discounted there that day as well. So anybody that wants to buy then, I'll have them available there. I think I'm going to set a minimum for the class. I don't know if anybody's signed up yet. I need to ask tomorrow, but I think I'm going to have a minimum of 5, maybe. I'm not sure. We'll see. But anyway, yeah, call the apothecary and get that signed, get that set up. The event is on my page. If you have any other questions, let me know. So thank you all for staying. The final note of business is anybody that's here and stay till the end, thank you so much. Use the code HAPPYMARCH10 for some money off your next order. That is valid for the next week. It's HAPPYMARCH10. I'm actually gonna stick that in the comments. Yeah, Maddie, I miss you so much. I can't wait to see you again. It's been a long time. Happy March 10. So use that, get some money off. It'll be valid for a week. I think this will be the last discount code I do for a while, at least for the foreseeable future for live. So any future lives I do, I might do like a giveaway. I think I want to do something special each live for everybody that watches, because I'm just so grateful for all of your all's support. But if you have any like thoughts or recommendations, let me know. I just hit 700 followers too, which is a huge thing. My goal was 600 and now I'm at 700. So thank you all for that. Really means a lot to me. Every share, every like, every referral, every comment. I've hit a lot of milestones this year already, beating out last year in a lot of ways. Like I've already done more consults this year than I have done since I launched last year. So in the entirety of last year, I've already done more consults this year, which is really so exciting to me. And it means more to me than you'll ever know. So thank you. Thank you for being here. Hope to see you at my event next week. And I think I'm gonna hop off of here now. So I'll see you all later. I'm gonna come real close to the screen to turn it off. So fair warning.